Hello, so something a little bit different today. I've got a gig tonight. So I'm going to get packed up and I'm going to take you with me. One of the most important items, often overlooked by gigging guitarists, is the need for a guitar. So tonight's guitar is going to be the Jet JS400, and here it is in Lake Placid Blue, my current favourite gigging guitar. Yeah! It's a beauty! The next thing that's also quite important is something to take your guitar in. So this here is the Fusion Urban Guitar Gig Bag. These gig bags are quite expensive. I'm always on the hunt for like the perfect gig bag, but I got this one used, so I think they're meant to be around 200 and odd pound, but I got this one delivered off of Reverb for about 100 quid. Yay! And I've got a sneaky little accessory on the top here. You see this little extra bag here? This is from the Thomann safe case. The add-on just like this for the Fusion gig bag, which is called a Fuse-On, costs about 140 quid if I remember correctly. But for the entire Thomann safe case with this additional bag, it's only like £122. And I didn't even know it was going to fit until I bought it and found out it fit, and I'm very, very happy with that. Next, it's safety first, so you're going to need a guitar stand. This is a Millennium guitar stand. I found this is to be the best for compactness, etc. By the way, that's my MO with this whole thing, is keeping the rig compact. Right, opens like this, and then like this, and then we just lock these in like that. Done, guitar stand. Super duper compact, and it's not fell over yet. Very happy with this. And it fits in the gig bag. Generally you don't do this on a sofa, but the guitar goes in like this. Everybody's happy. Yay! I'll put a link to this in the description. Next up, here's the amp. As I mentioned, I'm looking for a very compact rig. Yes, that's an HX Stomp XL. Yes, I'm another one of these digital guys. But I don't use this like most people. I'm very much a layman. I'm not using snapshots or IRs or anything like that. I'm not even using it in stereo. I just go out mono. I want to keep it nice and simple, and it's basically just a compact pedal board with an amp. Wahey! Sorry, I know the back isn't quite pretty, but you see these rubber feet? These kept falling off when I tried to put them in the lower compartment of the gig bag because it was too tight. So that's why I got the safe case add-on, so it can go in without getting these pulled off all the time. And while I'm on subject, this is the power supply I'm using for the HX Stomp XL. It's not the original one. I have the original one, but the original one has a shorter lead and it's just a bit flimsier. This third party one, I can't remember what it is. I'll put a link in the description if I can find it. But it's got a better cable, a bit longer, more robust, much better for gigs. Cables. So this is a longer cable, maybe about 7 or 8 meters, I can't really remember. But it's a good length for going from my HX Stomp XL to the PA. And that's my only out. I just go from the HX Stomp to the front of house, done. And I use a shorter 1.5 meter cable to go from my guitar to the HX Stomp XL, which is basically directly below me. I don't run around too much, so I don't need a lot of length. In fact, more length usually just gets in the way, so this is ideal. One last thing to show you is this. So the cable is currently silent, but once it goes into your input jack and it pushes this shield down, the cable becomes active. So it's silent. Very, very handy for gigs. You don't get any of that weird popping or anything like that when you take your cable out. Woohoo! By the way, it's called a Neutrik silent plug. You can get them on eBay, Amazon and make your own. I'll put a link in the description. So the next part's the guitar accessories. Again, I'm always aiming for compactness, so I take the smallest bottle of polish that I can fit in the case, with a wee rag that's sitting there behind it. Spare set of strings, Elixir 9s, so I'm taking a bit of a risk here is that I don't take a second guitar because again, trying to be compact. I've not broke a string yet, but it's going to happen one day, so I want to be able to get in there super quick and get one changed. Trem arm, and we've got some picks there. My picks that I use are the 0.71mm pink Jim Dunlop, the Tortex, Dunlop 500s or something. I also buy these cheap ones from China by the 100 on eBay. That are pretty much the same, and there's also a glow-in-the-dark one there, which is good. I basically like anything that's got dual functionality or more than one use. For example, the string snips behind you there. You can't see, it's out of shot, but it's also a string winder, and that little pouch are all the Allen keys and things I need for adjustments and for a quick string change. Okay, so the next important part of the rig is monitoring, so how I hear myself. I'm using the in-ears. It's took a long time to get used to these. I don't know if I would recommend them. But for convenience and portability and keeping everything lightweight and compact, it's the way forward, I'm afraid. It's also good for keeping volume low on stage so you don't wake up the next day with your ears ringing. So in this mic case is not a mic, it's just my set of in-ears, which is KZ AS10s. These seem to be quite highly regarded as budget in-ear monitors, good clarity and definition. Not so sure about that, but that's what I use anyway. I'll put a link in the description if anybody's interested, and a couple of spare batteries. The batteries go in the wireless pack that I use, but that stays with the band setup, so that's one less thing that I have to take. But even if I did have to take it, it's just a small little thing. It would fit in my gig bag, no problem. And this tablet's the last thing I take. It was a really cheap Huawei one that I got off of Facebook used. It was like 30 quid or something like that. This is basically for monitoring. I'll show you when I get to the gig, but I get my own monitor mix with the levels for all the instruments. It's one of the massive pros to having the in-ear system. Although the in-ears don't sound amazing, it does have many benefits, and this is one of them. So if you're lucky enough to be a gigging guitarist that doesn't sing, good on you. I found there's a lot more work available if you can provide a little bit of backing vocals. So that's what I try and do, some oohs and ahs. Check this out. Ooh, ah. Yep, just like that. So my mic is a Shure SM58A Beta. I take it in that wee pouch, and I also have a longish XLR cable. I think that's about 10 meters. Perfect for most situations. So the tablet in the background there gets held on by this two-part tablet holder which gets attached to my mic stand. The mic stand is one last thing that also stays with the band equipment, so again that's one less thing that I've got to carry. So there's actually only two things that I don't take to the gig, and that's the mic stand and the wireless pack. Everything else, I take it with me. Wireless pack would fit in the case no problem, and the mic stand I've got two spare hands really, so I could carry that if I wanted to, but I don't want to, right? Right, so let's get this packed up. First things first, let's get the guitar in. See if you can see this here. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, now, cool thing with this Fusion case is it's got this insert so you can sort of mould it to fit various guitars. There we go, got a wee strap in there, guitar is in, done. Actually, just reminded myself, need a guitar strap. I'm like always forgetting a guitar strap. I'll maybe change my mind in a bit, but this will do for now. Tuck that in the side. It's all plastic so it's not going to scratch up the guitar. Done. Right, now I've got a good structure. The next thing I like to put in is the smalls, and I want to be able to access them quite quickly in case I break a string or something like that. Spare strings are going to go in this back compartment here, along with the snips and winder I was talking about earlier. There you go, that goes in there. Okay, things I need quick access to: the polish cloth, that goes in with the trem arm, and my wee adjustment tools baggie, and I always like to throw in a selection of picks. So next I'm going to open up this cool box area, and this is where the amp goes. If you're wondering if the HX Stomp XL fits in here, yes it certainly does, and there's even room for the power supply. I like to keep the things together that get used together. Makes sense, doesn't it? Right, while I'm in here I've got a little bit of space that I'm going to use up here, so I'm going to put in my in-ear monitors, which is this one here. That fits in good. That'll do. Nice. Right, next we're going to go in the main largest compartment, which is here. And in here we're going to put in the guitar stand from before. So I'll just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, done. And this goes in the main compartment. See, that's a bit of a tight squeeze. That's why I didn't put the HX Stomp in this area. I used to put it in there, but the rubber feet kept falling off when I was taking it in and out, so there's a lot more space for it in there. Nice one. Okay, carrying on. So in this same area, I'm going to put in the tablet stand and clamp for the mic and the tablet. Fits in there nicely. While that's open, we're also going to put in the mic. The mic is quite fragile, so I like to put this quite in the centre of the pack to give it a bit more protection. There we go. Okay, and at the middle compartment. Each time I open a compartment here, I'm getting less and less space because it's starting to bulge out from the previous part. So in here, putting in the guitar cable. This is the long one that goes from the amp to the front of the house, and this is the shorter one that goes from the amp into the guitar. In here there's also a little pocket for the tablet, so that's going in here too. And that's compartment 2 done. And the final compartment at the bottom, I've actually got quite a bit of space in here, but all I keep in here is the mic cable. that's it pretty much all sorted. I'm not going to lie, it does weigh quite a bit, but luckily we've got quite robust straps here, but we've also got this one that you can clip in around your waist, like that, and also around your chest, like that. Nice. No doubt I forgot something important, but that'll do for now. So that's it done.